welcome to the In-Game Boss Podcast. I'm your host, Jeremy Evans, a.k.a. your In-Game Boss, a.k.a. your Retro Activist, and with me once again, Jaron Williams.
Yep, Evil of Aku in the house.
And our seasonal guest, Curtis Scism III.
Hello.
And remember, you can listen to all this show and all our great shows as part of the In-Game Boss program, a network of gaming and other variety shows on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Podcast Republic, iTunes, CastBox, Radio Public, and YouTube, and many more. And always remember that Curtis's show, Sunday Anime Chat, is also part of the network. You can always catch his show once a month on a Sunday. We kind of posted a little bit after church time, so around like noonish.
All right.
You know, Curtis, based on some of the hits, you've been getting some pretty good hits. So I think people are, enjoying your show and everything.
Everyone, thank you very much. Thank you. And Jeremy, thank you.
No problem.
Our latest one was
what
Death Note.
Yeah. So should there anything they should know about going into Death Note, listening to it, for people that haven't got a chance to?
This was Joni's first appearance on the show as a co-host.
Mm-hmm.
Veronica had left during the Final Fantasy 15. And Joni did really well.
Okay.
It was a really fun discussion.
She didn't have like the nervous...
No. Joni, if it's on her mind, she will let it out. And
okay.
I appreciate that.
Well, awesome. So we have a big jam-packed episode today. It's all about Gamescom, the E3 of Europe, in Germany. And, that one is more like, I think at the beginning, before E3 became public for the people, that was the place that was for the public.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is like over thousands of people there.
Yeah, cosplayers.
A lot of sweat, a lot of non-deodorant people, a lot of trash cans overflowing,
Mm-hmm.
But this is a chance for more of the Europe get a chance to see some of the games they couldn't see in America, and sometimes better special editions.
Yeah, E3,
that kind of upsets me.
E3's super hype, and Gamescom is more substance.
Yeah. And so with that, before we even get to the news, let's talk about some of the quick releases and quick stuff that came out before we talk about our trailers of choice and everything like that, and the major big news. So Yakuza. Sega is coming out with their own little trilogy. So 3, 4, and 5. Right now they're digitally. So right now you can get 3 now, and then I think it's somewhere in October, you will get 4.
Yeah.
And then later down the line, I think early next year, you get 5. Now, if you wait till February, you'll get the physical edition, all 3, for like $60, which I'm probably going to jump in.
Case.
Yeah, all remastered, everything like that. I used to own 3 and 4. They were a one-time game for me, but I never got a chance to play 5, so I might just go ahead and get the trilogy. It's only $60 for all 3, so why not? So, I'll keep those in the collection. So I got the whole Yakuza set.
So Yakuza, Kiwami 2.
Yeah.
And then the trilogy, and then 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. And then but they did also say they're going to do a collection of the first 3 too. I don't know when that's going to happen, but so if you want to get both collections.
Oh,
that's a nice set for both. For people that don't know Yakuza, I really call it the Shenmue Extreme, because it kind of reminds you a little bit of Shenmue, but kind of more arcade-ish.
If the Dreamcast had survived, that's what you would be seeing.
Yeah.
You'd be seeing some Yakuza there.
Yeah. If you're a Hotline Miami person, that's out right now for the Switch. So definitely check that out. If you're a Dragon Quest person or you haven't had a chance, you've been waiting for the Switch edition, there is a demo out right now for it as I speak. So definitely do that. It's one of those demos where, yes, it's a short demo, but everything you've done that does get,
it carries over.
It carries over to the main game if you decide to get it.
You can put a good about 3 or 4 hours in that game.
And they did. Demo. And based on the comparison on the PS4 and the Switch edition, the only difference is the lighting. It's a little bit lighter in the PS4. The Switch one's a little bit more dark tone, but not a huge difference to destroy this game looks terrible. No, everything looks great. It's just I think the lighting was a little bit more dimmer in there. You have to definitely check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, it from the little trailers and things I saw, I was like, it's not gonna bother me.
Curtis, are you still thinking about getting the Switch Mini and then maybe picking that one up again? Or you think man, after this PS4, I think I am going to take a break?
I am so emotionally drained from right now where I am in the game. I'm not sure if I can.
Still haven't finished?
If I can do it again.
Apparently, have you ever looked how many hours you put in yet?
76.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, he hasn't hit that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 level yet.
No.
Oh, no, 30 more hours till that.
Right. Yeah, probably. But those are some of your highlights. So before we even get into what the Gamescom, there is some big news. Sony swung big, and they end up buying Insomniac.
They bought Insomniac Studios.
Yeah, Studios,
Your
which is
Ratchet
one. Yeah, your Ratchet and your Clank, your Resistance, your Sunset Overdrive, your
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Fuse, all that stuff. It's one of those things like it's about time because they've been with that they've been with PlayStation since the PS1 per se, but mainly PS2 era.
Yeah.
And so, do you of course I'm pretty sure it's a dumb question, but do you think that was a good buy for Sony?
I mean, considering what they are doing, I consider it a retaliatory strike, considering all the studios that Microsoft is gathering in preparation for the Scarlet. Sony's like, oh yeah, wait, Insomniac. I fully expect if they don't already own them, for them to grab Guerrilla Games.
They
next.
do.
Okay, they do.
Because Killzone. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Killzone's exclusive. Okay, then they're going to grab. They have Guerrilla. They have Insomniac.
They have Sucker Punch and Naughty Dog.
Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog. So they've got their own heavy hitters. Insomniac was, as you said, it was a it was a no-brainer.
Right.
Makes me look forward to what they are going to have Insomniac focus on for the PS5. We're not going to see it until probably 2020.
We know Spider-Man 2 and probably another one is on the chamber and everything like that. Maybe our Ratchet and Clank, but now they'll have probably more people, so they can spin off and do a lot more other projects. Maybe have one group work on a brand new IP, people work on the Spider-Man, and maybe work on some old library of games.
BioWared. I really hope they don't get BioWare.
I don't think so because they don't really concentrate on ongoing live games. They mostly do the one big epic have fun, and they dipped into everything. They have dipped in the VR. They have dipped in a little bit of everything. So like their library, not their library, their limitation is not very small. They can work almost with anything. Now Fuse, that was with EA, that was a bit of a downfall for them, but on their record, that's not that bad still. The funny part is that they offered to buy them a while back, and they've been refusing it. I guess because like maybe they weren't ready to be locked down yet.
Well,
And based on their record, they didn't need to be locked down yet.
Well, considering all they had to do was just see it how it worked with other studios getting bought up. And it's like, ooh, okay, they got bought up, and they got closed a few years later. Okay, they got bought up. They got closed. I could understand if they were gun shy.
I think that and some of the experimental IPs that they tried to do, I don't think they did too well. Like Sunset Overdrive got great raves, but it didn't sell very well.
Yeah.
So I think it was time for them, like, if we're going to continue down this path, we need to be with a company that will provide us. And I think that was the time they finally did it. Because you have to remember, like, before, probably around the PS2, they were on the top of their game. They didn't need anybody.
Yeah.
In the PS3, they didn't need anybody. But then, here
they had plenty of properties. They could go dabble over here. It's like, you know what? Let's have Jack on this platform. Let's have Jack on that platform.
I think Spider-Man was that trigger where it's like Sony owns Spider-Man and the fact that they own Ratchet and Clank and they own all this stuff. So like maybe we should merge over there. Curtis, what's your thoughts about it?
I think Spider-Man definitely helped them get them on the map again. It became the highest selling superhero title.
Yep.
I think last month
I'm not surprised.
Finally surpassed Batman.
Yeah, I mean, and to be clear, Sony owns the movie, the media, the movie and TV rights to Spider-Man. Well, movie rights to Spider-Man, which of course at the time of viewing this, everybody knows about the foofara between Marvel and Sony, but. I think it was a wise move, and it was like, if we don't do it, someone else will.
Yeah. I honestly thought Microsoft was going to do it, because that would have been a hell of a blow.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a hell of a blow.
Yeah.
And just to see what they would do with some of their properties.
I mean, well, we saw what they did with Sunset Overdrive. As you said, great. It was one of those needed to be promoted more.
Yeah, but I guess I'm looking at like if Spider-Man did well, what could Xbox do to pick them from picking something else? Like maybe they can do another different superhero. Maybe they could pick something from their old libraries of games that can come out. We don't know, and we'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, can't do any worse than Rare. Woo.
Right. But Insomniac, I think, tell you the truth, man, I think they're up there in the, and maybe people can email me at RetroAmp gmail.com or on Twitter. I think Insomniac Studios is coming up to like the top 5 best developers of all time to me.
Yeah.
They're just diverse. They have done platforming. They have done shooters. They have done VR. They have done a little bit of everything, and they're up there. I think, and maybe there's a blow. Maybe Curtis disagrees or not, but I think they're up. I think they're higher than Naughty Dog to me.
Ooh.
Oh.
I think they are, because Naughty Dog is good at what they're good at.
Okay.
But Naughty Dog hasn't dipped into different categories of what they have done, and that's why something to me has dipped in different varieties.
Okay, if going by that criteria,
that's all I'm saying.
Okay,
as a developers,
I'm
not talking about like game compared to games. Maybe Naughty Dog still gets it
as in versatility.
As developers
and
if
variety.
If we're talking about polish, then there's make an argument either way.
But. But just like diverse and just variety, Insomniac has. I think they're in.
Okay, when you word it like that, 100% agree.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, do you guys agree? Do you think?
I'm inclined. I mean, I can't disagree. They're up there. They're definitely in the top 5, mostly because when you think top 5 of developers, you're still going to think about some of the same guys from the 16-bit era.
And let me specify this: I'm going to go by third parties because I don't want to compare it to Xbox, Nintendo, Sony, but just third parties only.
Square, EA, Konami.
I put Square up in the top 5, but Insomniac to me, no other studio I can think of, third party wise, had done as much as they done and kind of came out pretty successful and not been bought yet until now.
Devolver Digital,
but they're more of the indie type. I'll give you that.
Still a game.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But I guess maybe how about in the AAA realm? Have they?
All right.
Would you say they would be in the top?
AAA. What, you're talking about Devolver in AAA?
No.
Okay. No. Insomniac. Yeah. They would. At this time, I would put them in the top 5.
Okay.
I would put it could be they could share 4th place with Naughty Dog. It's kind of a tie between those two.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm excited because now Sony owns Sunset Overdrive, so maybe that's a chance. Maybe they'll bring it back. Maybe they not. I don't know.
I'm not sure how that property ownership.
Oh no, they officially said it. Like
they own Sunset.
They
do.
Okay,
well. Then I guess we'll see Sunset Overdrive on the PS4.
Well, here's the thing, though. The reason why so somebody owns Sunset Overdrive.
Yes.
But since they bought them, that is now Sony's.
Right.
Yes.
So
there's no exclusivity deals or timed exclusivity deals with Microsoft.
I heard that the first one might not be over.
Okay.
But for further on,
if they decide to continue the story.
Yeah. Then that will be officially
that's
for
where
that.
my confusion was. I thought you meant like the game was like, well, no.
No, just like if it becomes a franchise. But we don't know. It might not even come back. We don't know. And so, but it will be interesting to see even new IPs.
Yeah.
To see what they can do with new ideas and stuff like that. And like I said, for VR. What can they do with VR? We don't know.
Maybe in a handful of years, maybe come back with Sunset Overdrive.
I know, man. I know. I'm hyped. Because I'm really hyped because that means that another Ratchet and Clank could be coming soon, and I can't wait to see what a PS5 Ratchet and Clank will do. Hell, Resistance. If Resistance decides to come back, I mean, how's that going to look?
Resistance VR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that can look good.
I mean, depending on how this other first person VR shooter game goes, I can't remember the name, but it's actually multiplayer first person shooter in VR. If that continues to go in that route, then we could have Resistance in VR.
And it makes me wonder, like, what is the next thing they're going to try to experiment? You know what I mean? Like, what is the next? Like, there's genres they haven't done a horror. Fantasy. What can they do with a horror?
Horror, fantasy.
Yeah, they haven't done a fantasy.
Ooh, if they really want to get jiggy with it, RPG.
If they could, but I think it'd be more of a maybe like a Fable.
Maybe.
Not the whole like good and bad, but just the gameplay of like a Fable. Yeah.
Yeah, but once again, versatility. Who knows? They might try and swing for the fences and try and punch out Square. It's like, pow, right in the eye.
Because like Sucker Punch, I mean, their samurai game. So you can see that Sony's letting them kind of like let go of the change and like, you guys come up with something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good example of what happens when the parent studio or the parent owner does not fiddle with it.
Limit, yeah.
Yeah, they're not like, well, yes, but let's figure out a way. Single player games are dead. Let's figure out a way to shove multiplayer into it.
Right.
So.
Right.
Looking at you, EA.
Actually, speaking of EA, some of the news came out of some of the people that left Anthem, and then some people that left out of the basically BioWare.
Yeah.
Some I don't have the names for them. Do you have? You don't have the names.
No, I don't have the names yet. But the creative director, creative director split, and just when they're supposed to be improving by Anthem, and he's like, nope. I see where the ship is sinking.
And for people that don't know,
Casey Hudson.
Okay. For people that don't know, though, that Anthem to this day is a successful failure. I'll let you sit on that. Like, the game sold well, but it is still a failure to people.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah. Here we go. So the BioWare veteran and former creative director James Olin left last year and is working with Wizards of the Coast.
That's right. That's right.
So I mean, we might get something pretty interesting. I wonder if he's going to be working on Baldur's Gate or So
that's a possibility.
That would. Oh man, that just gives me the warm and fuzzies just thinking about it.
you're a big D&D.
I enjoyed the Baldur's Gate games, and to have some of the old minds on it and kind of giving that flavor again, that would I don't know, that I like that idea. I like that feeling.
Okay.
Right. So Mike Laidlaw, like, this is older news from last year, but Mike Laidlaw from BioWare, he joined Ubisoft.
Okay.
So
it's
so a lot of these minds are leaving because they're not stupid. They've seen what EA has done to previous studios. Dead Space, that was great. Nope, that studio's gone.
Right.
Dante's Inferno, that studio's gone.
Speaking of that, so some news about Dead Island 2. Apparently now they are on their third developers. And it cracks me up because, like, no pun intended, the game should just be dead. How hard is to kill an undead game? You know what I mean? And so now they got the people that did Homefront, which, that sounds even better. Homefront Hero Evolution.
The premise, I like the premise of Homefront to a degree, but the execution was laughable.
No, so now they're
Buster Studios.
Yeah, so now they're the ones working on that title of game, and it's like, you know what, we do have the other game that's successful. Why don't you just stick with that one, the one Techland is doing, Dying Light? So like, that one's successful. What do you just
that's
stick
almost
with that?
done, though. That's practically done.
But that could be your flagship. You don't need Dead Island.
I think that THQ Nordic is trying, like, don't worry, we're not vaporware, we're serious. Dead Island 2, it's coming. Put some Band-Aids on it. Yeah, it's coming.
For listeners, the first time they announced it was in 2014. Just throwing that out there.
Jaeger, it was Jaeger Development, and then Sumo Digital took over in 2016. So,
speaking of, they can't find anybody to do this Uncharted movie. They have now lost their 5th director. That game, now that is a development hell.
Tom Holland's still attached.
Yeah, for now. We don't know. The new director might come in and like, I ain't feeling this. Let's reboot it again.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how things go with this Sony and Spider-Man, Tom Holland may have to lean on this Uncharted.
Well, now,
the other movie he made,
I think it's just so funny that we can't find a director to do a Halo movie and now an Uncharted movie.
Yeah, Dan Trachtenberg, he left. He bounced.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not certain why. I'm sure the details won't be released until later, but I can only speculate that maybe he had a certain vision. The studio wanted to go in another direction. It's the same. It's the usual. I want to do this. Well, you can't. You have to do this.
Well, at this point,
Colin Trevorrow in Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
At this point, do you really want an Uncharted movie because of this? I think
don't need it. Honestly, the little short that I saw with
that
Nathan
I sent
Fillion,
you,
yeah. That short was it.
Mwah.
It's like, okay, I'm good. That's it. I'm good. You can wrap it up. There you go. It's like, all right, that's good. Fold them up, put them away.
You can almost use that as like how Disney movies have those Disney shorts.
Yeah.
You can put that as a short for another video game movie.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
That's what they should start doing. Like for video game movies, it's like, how about just a fun one fan one in front of it.
Exactly. That's all you really have to do.
Have that wishful. I could be something one day.
Honestly, I would have loved to have seen the Super Mario Brothers movie as a series of like 5-minute shorts.
Yep.
5-minute shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he meets Yoshi at the end. Next short. Oh, okay. He throws Koopa into some lava.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but Uncharted, it does not need a movie.
Right.
What was that other movie you mentioned that they're trying to? Not Uncharted, but that other video game movie.
What?
Halo.
Halo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Halo does not need a movie. It would. I'm sure it would look cool if they went the Starship Troopers / Aliens route.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't need it. Doesn't need it.
Yeah. I think isn't there still a Gears in the making too?
I think so. I don't know if they're like at the point where they're casting it, but they're pre-production exploring it.
Okay.
We don't need a Gears movie. Why are you trying to make movies out of these already cinematic experiences?
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's go ahead and get right into the Gamescom chat. How we're gonna do this is we're gonna talk about one of the major games that happened there, and then from there we'll talk about what happened at Nintendo Indie World, followed by just some gaming trailers that we watch as a group. Because before the recording, we just watched a ton of trailers for gaming. Yeah. So, and I told my people here to just write down what games stand out to you and talk about it. So let's go ahead and talk about the big one in the room, Death Stranding. That happened. There was a special conference. Kojima was there with John Keeley, and they kind of present not only that, but they presented a lot of other trailers. But the Death Stranding was the one that they were showing, and they showed about 4 separate trailers.
Yeah, they expanded. They expanded what it's about. Everybody for years, for the last 3 or 4 years, is like, what is this game about? What is this game about? It's Kojima weird. It's apocalypse. You're rebuilding the world, and they're just throwing some wacky functions. You got to use a baby connected to the other side. It's not that hard to wrap your head around. It is weird, but baby is a tool. Tool helps you not get killed by invisible dead things. Done.
So, for everybody, honest opinions, how do you feel about it? Is this a game that will interest you? Will you buy it?
I'm not on the hype train. I'm going to wait until reviews.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. Curtis?
Gonna wait till the Angry Joe review. No, real quick. Angry Joe was why I could work at GameStop, because I was not an Xbox person. Listened to all his game reviews, because he had gameplay footage, so I could competently talk somewhat about, oh no, Alpha Protocol's crap, don't get that. No, put that down. Go. Here's something on PlayStation that you might like.
Go get another Halo game.
Yeah.
I think with Death Stranding, just kind of open up a little bit. Death Stranding, I think people like Kojima because he really thinks far out there.
Yeah.
And he gives you games where like you just never thought you would ever experience a game like that. Not so much a gameplay, just experiments with just his crazy mind. Like he's almost at the point where like, what would PT really have been like if that actually got made? Because I think at the beginning of the Metal Gear, you can definitely tell that horror was definitely a big influence. Like just the horrors of some stuff, like the nightmares. Some of the characters were horrifying in their own way. And then of course with PT canceled, you can see that some of that stuff is crossing over to Death Stranding in some sort of way, right?
Oh yeah, the star and the direct Guillermo del Toro and Norman Reedus are all going.
And you can see that with some of the dark spirits you saw. It was that kind of like that psychological, these dark beings coming in sci-fi-ish per se.
Kojima tells a good story. Now, whether that's always coherent,
right?
That's another story. But I enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 1, kind of 2, definitely loved 3, 4. It was needed less cinematics, but I still enjoyed it. 5, well, we all know what happened with 5.
He put so much passion into his work, though. Even if it's not the strongest title, it's like it's very similar to David Cage. It's not perfect, but he put everything into that.
You could tell it was a labor of love. Yes, I agree.
And you don't have the Norman Reedus and Guillermo follow you after if they did not believe in this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a testament to his work ethic, his project, his imagination.
Yeah.
Like
as a salesman, you can only really sell when you believe in your own product.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I do have my devil's advocate here. I'm hoping that this ain't overly hype.
Okay.
To the point where people are just getting it because it's just Kojima. Because like you're not a perfect god. People make mistakes. This game is definitely a definition of it could be a great game or it could be a huge flop. There's no in between.
Yeah, well, I'll put it this way: even Kojima's worst game is still pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this one here, because he doesn't have, he's using. Okay, I'll put it like this: Metal Gear Solid is different because he kept building on it. He got better and better and better and better as he got, right?
Yeah.
Here, though, this is a brand new IP, fresh out the gate, no one with him. He's on his own on this. This is where his name is either going to shine.
What you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is his make it or break it. Like not so much the break it part, more of like he'll, if it doesn't do well, okay, he might get another chance. You know, it's Kojima. They'll give him a second chance or something like that. But he goes big with the budget.
Yeah.
He go with the big budget. So like, that's why I think he had to, like you said, put a lot of love in this to get people like, I'm going to get, and pre-orders are nuts for this game. People want the baby. They want that baby. They want that baby.
Oh, is there a special edition where you get a little baby?
Yeah, you get the baby replica. Yep.
Oh my goodness! If I had known that,
warning: it is not real. Do not take it to work. You're gonna look weird.
I would take it to work.
Can you imagine taking that to the bathroom?
We have a sandbox at my job on a table that we kinetic sand that everybody from an employee to one of the directors plays with. Yes, I would take that baby to work. I would take that baby to work. I'd take it to the back. I'd take it all around. I'd take it to the company lunch just to mess with people.
You know the part that, you know, one of
exactly.
I don't know what to say to that. That's why I kept on like rolling over like, all right, anyway. No, it is interesting because the mechanics they show, like, you know, the peeing, people took a lot of the idea over the top of the peeing thing, but like you're basically functioning for the baby.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I guess like it's kind of like if you eat, the baby gets food. I guess like, you know, if the baby got to pee, you got to pee for him.
You got to shake the controller gently to rock the baby.
Now that is interesting to me, but I don't know if I'm a big fan of that. It's almost that Yoshi Island kind of like if the baby gets out of control. Like, could you get a game over if you kill that baby kind of thing?
It's not necessarily game over. You just don't have a tool to go through the world anymore.
Well, you got to continue. I don't know how to continue. Well, you go back to the baby factory like, I'll take B5 this time and see where that goes.
I keep dropping that damn baby down a chasm. It's like, man. I don't know. I'm. That's one of the things.
You're worried about like a stealth section, maybe.
Is it going to be one long escort mission?
No. It's not the stealth. It's the random moments because this game looks like Skyrim. You're in an open world, going back and forth, trying to connect the world. There is going to be random moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially like you have to definitely have to keep an eye on the ground because you don't know what footsteps are coming because you know you're dealing with another dimension.
Yes.
At the same time, so this one is game. You have to keep an eye on the baby, but also, but you got to keep an eye on your surroundings at the same time.
I think that's what that
and your ladder
shoulder
in your ladder.
Yes, your ladder.
Yeah,
that's why that little shoulder antenna.
I
think that comes into play. It's like, oh crap, it's going off. Let me do a quick scan, look around, stay still.
Right.
You know, I kind of like that because it's taking a little bit of the Metal Gear Solid 3 and the Metal Gear Solid 4.
Mm-hmm.
I am also worried that the baby will devolve into a 60-hour long escort mission, which that would be hell.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Kojima has not led me wrong yet. Not all his games were for me, but they are well crafted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm not going to jump out and buy it right off the bat. There will be plenty of used copies from people who either just finish it or don't get it and sell it back.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
I am curious of like how that universe works because they mentioned like if several people pee in the same spot, an effect supposed to happen. For instance, like in the trailer, they showed a mushroom that popped up.
Yeah.
But they never said like will it happen to multiple people do it? Will you get something different? Will it be more green or will it be like a nice little batch? Will Smurfs live in it? I don't know.
I bet you it's going to be like how Fire Emblem Three Houses is with the network. You know, it downloads whatever information on each map or mission where previous people died, like in other games. It has a little mark there. So
you almost have that Dark Soul feel. If you play Dark Souls, when you run around, you can see little ghosts running around. Yeah, that's actual like real players walking around.
That's probably more relatable to more people than my Fire
Emblem.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
No, you're right. I should have used that, but I don't play Dark Souls. So but yes, it's you download the information and it's like, oh, okay.
I would love, and maybe this is sound kind of dark. I would love to see the markings where people lost a baby. I think it'd just be because if you die, the baby dies. So like, I
Yeah.
would just like to see like where the baby died, because maybe that'd be a sign like, ooh, better not go that way.
You know that game is going to get streamed on Twitch and YouTube.
That's another thing too. I kind of don't want. This is a game I kind of wish I didn't know, but at the same time, I want to know. Because at the same time, like, I don't like, it's that danger of spending the full money and you're disappointed, but at the same time, like, you don't want to spoil for you.
Exactly.
And you want to play, and it ends up being a fantastic game.
He's going to throw some swerves and twists your way and world build. He builds Metal Gear was based on an existing property, but Kojima added his own stance to his own flavor to it. He can build a world.
Yeah.
So I know it's going to get streamed out the wazoo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna watch any of them, but
I'm not.
Yeah, it's going to get streamed out the wazoo, and it's good.
Curtis, are you a day one, or you said you're gonna wait, right?
I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna wait too.
It's not a matter of if I'll get it, it's just when.
Right.
So.
I'm kind of curious if it's gonna make it into the Game of the Year slot, because they have that deadline date.
Yeah.
I forgot when it is. I think it's November 20th. If the game's coming out, I think it's November 20th.
Yeah. I mean, the game of the year stuff to me, it seems it's still just a popularity contest.
Mm-hmm.
So
we'll see if it's that Red Dead level
yeah.
of reviews. You know what I mean?
You know, I still have yet to play that game.
Oh, dude, I really want to play, but I need to get through everything, a couple of games, because that's a game I have to really commit to.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, well,
it's like Witcher 3.
Exactly. It's coming out November 8th.
8th, okay.
Okay.
So.
Okay. No, I think it will make it, because I think Red Dead was around that time last year. And so.
Huh. Oh yeah. Man, this year is fun.
Yeah. And I hope it don't get, I hope it doesn't get biased where Keeley is just gonna try to throw it in and everything because he knows him.
It will. We know that. We know
Keely
what's
Wheelie
gonna happen.
All right. So Nintendo Indie.
Yeah,
Nintendo Indie World. So they had a special. It's about 22 minutes. You can watch it on YouTube, or you can watch it on my Facebook page or Twitter. Just type in the In-Game Boss program, and it'll send you right there. And it's about 22 minutes showing a bunch of indie games. There was a bunch.
Yes.
There were some that, of course, stand out. There were some that were like, and there were some like, oh, wait. I'll wait to see more. So let's talk about some games that stand out. I'm not going down this list. You guys are humans, you listeners. You can guys watch the whole thing. But let's talk about some of them that kind of stand out to us. I'll go ahead and get the big one out of the way. To me, is Eastward. That one looks freaking fantastic, and it has a bit of like an Earthbound, but it looks like anime-ish per se. Like the beginning intro looks very anime, like Studio Ghibli. Kind of like animation style like that, and then it goes right down to more of like a Earthbound, looks more like a
Thimblewood.
Yeah, but more like it looks like it could be on a Game Boy Advance. Just the way the graphical looks like that and everything. Yeah. A little bit of Pokemon kind of graphical meets Earthbound.
It has that feeling. Like the only reason I say Thimblewood is because it reminds me the Day of the Tentacle, Maniac Mansion, that kind of stuff, with the way the humans are formed and shaped. But I don't know.
I'm hyped for it. It looks like a journey because what you're seeing, you're basically seeing an old man carrying this girl that looks like she has been isolated, and they have to work together to figure out what's all going on. But what I really like about it is it kind of has that Undertale kind of feel where you're traveling to different areas. Like you're in the city, you might be out in the mountains. It's just one epic long journey, and I kind of like that. Kind of like Secret of Mana.
Okay.
It kind of like this awesome voyage, and it's kind of like it's an action game, so it's not like a turn based. Looks like it's just like,
so it's like Secret of Mana crossed with Earthbound.
Yeah, and I just think you're talking about like Kojima's love. Like this game looks like it has a lot of love in it.
Yeah.
And so, what's your guys' thoughts about that one?
It's on. I mean, it caught my attention.
I know you're kind of worn out of the 8-bit. Not the 8-bit, the more 32, 16-bit era.
Well, it's definitely 8-bit, 16-bit. I'm starting to get a little worn out. It's going to take something special. I'm at the point where I'm not writing it off, but I'm not going to just jump and grab it just because it looks pretty. But I'm waiting to see what the reviews are. Okay. So, but that's me. That's old curmudgeon Evil of Aku over here.
Okay. The next one for me was I think it's Ruki. I might be saying it wrong because it had 2 dots above the K, and that's the one that kind of reminds me a little bit of Journey, the little girl going through up in the mountains.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was in y'all's pick or anything
yeah.
like that. That was in yours. So let's talk. Was that in yours too?
No, I left off mine.
So Curtis, let's talk about it. So how did it look to you? How do you feel about it?
I'm a big fan of the kind of like adventure games like Journey was, just the exploration. And this like hit all the numbers, like hit all the checks for me personally. It's like, I'll check it out, definitely.
I kind of actually like it's like her in the wilderness, and at the end of the trailer they showed this like giant monster that looks like it's from where the wild things are, kind of thing. So I'm wondering like if it's a little bit of Journey, but I don't know if it's planned out. Like, are we gonna see these monsters at the right moment, or they're gonna come out randomly?
Part of her imagination.
Yeah, and we don't know if it's survival in some sort of way.
Yeah.
And so, like, she has to be near a fire at all times because it's cold up there or anything like that.
I would like it more, but my games like that, my heart is still hurting from playing the game Brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold my hand. It's okay, man. It's okay. I was an emotional mess for 2 days after that game.
Yeah. So I'm a little leery of games that remind me. It's like, oh man, some of the old man's gonna die or the girl's gonna die and the old man has to. I don't know.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hang back. I'm hanging back, seeing what it's about.
Okay.
You know, I might catch it on sale, but it looks good.
Yeah.
And then my last one is The Tourist, and that's the one from the same developers that did Fast Racing Neo, the F-Zero kind of inspiration kind of game. It kind of has a little bit of Minecraft in there. It looks like Minecraft and Zelda-ish per se. It looks like you're a guy that's touring this town and you're investigating what's going on in this town, exploring, looking for secrets around this town and everything like that.
Yeah.
It's a very, very shiny, pretty game. Like, those blocks are freaking shiny. Like, like Minecraft is shiny, but it kind of looks kind of faded a little bit. Here it's like looks like freaking crisp.
But more Dragon Quest Builders kind of.
Yeah. So it looks really interesting to me. I was telling the for the listeners, I was telling them like I can see a Zelda like that, not the blocky Minecraft, just the style of the like kind of fixed camera.
Yeah.
Look at. Like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you saw
like
how people
half
lost
overhead.
their minds on the GameCube, the Wind Waker. People would burn Nintendo down if they did this cube stuff.
Yeah. But like that, just that style that's kind of like a what am I thinking of? You know, the science project, like a little cubicle kind of
isometric diorama.
Yeah, like a diorama. I could accept that. That'd be kind of cool. And if it's like, it would be like a small project, like a Awakening, not a full blown spend all this money AAA game. It's more like a small little project.
If the 3DS wasn't dead, it'd be a great title for that
platform. Yeah. So I do like that. So what are some of the games from that did you enjoy, Mr. Jaron Williams?
I mean, we all looked at Risk of Rain. I kind of dug that.
Okay.
It gave me that Edge of Tomorrow, live, die, repeat vibe. In fact, they even used part of the slogan.
Oh, one more thing I forgot.
Go ahead.
We forgot to watch it. There was an announcement. Ori and the Blind Forest is coming to the Switch. Another Xbox game on there. I forgot to mention that.
That's good.
So now it's just Cuphead and now that. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, back to
the times they are changing.
Right.
Risk of Rain. It looked good. I mean, it's that live, die, repeat. You respawn with different weapons. I'm kind of curious to see how much of that is actually going to translate to the Switch because with the graphics, it's like that looks like some of that looks pre-rendered. Doesn't look like it's actual gameplay. So we'll see. And Switch's online environment.
Right.
Yeah. But it also strikes me as a game that it'll be on a Switch, but it'll also be on PS4. It'll also be on.
Yeah, and I don't know crossplay is gonna kind of implement that at all.
They would for between Xbox and Switch, but Sony, they're.
I don't think it is for Is it for PlayStation 2?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because of that kind of gameplay, but. I don't know for certain, so I'm not committing to that, listeners.
Okay. I might, if it's for PlayStation, I might give it a dip and get some friends to play. If not, then I'll get it on PC.
Finger Fighter.
Yeah.
Finger Fighter. He's like a middle finger, unless you grab power ups, and it's just a hand flying through. It's a shooter. It's a horizontal shooter. And you use enemies, you take enemies and their powers. It reminds me, I can't remember the game. I'm not sure if it's Gaia's or something else from the 16 or 32-bit era, but it reminded me so much.
But it is the shoot 'em up game.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It's got talents. It's touting talents from Nolan North and and everything like that. So,
John DiMaggio.
yes, John DiMaggio,
Bender.
Bender. Yeah, Bender's there, and Drake. Yeah, so it looks like it would be fun. It'd be a fun little game. If it's priced right, I would pay probably $10 for it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and let's see. Yes, Empire of Sin. So I have a number of them on here.
Well, that wasn't on the.
Oh, that wasn't on the ninjas. I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Is there anything else from that? We'll get to that because we
One Finger Death Punch.
Okay.
Yep.
One Finger Death Punch. If anybody remember the old web series, Zhao Zhao.
Yeah, I remember it.
Fighting.
Yeah,
that's what it reminded me of.
Okay.
So, that's actually it.
Okay. All right, Curtis.
Earth Knight. It's kind of like an endless runner 2D.
Okay.
You're just kind of running from left to right. You also had a free fall section too, which I liked.
Yeah.
It almost feels like how far you can go kind of runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robot Unicorn Attack and Hit Trip Runner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for those.
It does. Dude, the animation is really beautifully done. It reminds me more of a Sega style animation kind of style game. More
wasn't
than
it
like
Sega? Wasn't it? No.
It wasn't developing it, but it definitely had that influence.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of
No, you're thinking of the Sega for that strategy game, the prehistoric one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But see, right there, you already tell like it looks like a Sega game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fogs.
Okay.
The twin it's like
The Weenie Dogs.
the weenie dogs.
Yeah.
Yep. And it had because there's a head at each end, and you had to work together essentially, almost like some puzzle solving to navigate through the levels.
Yeah, like Octodad.
Something similar that I played was Entwined 2, where you're bound to the other partner, and it's a twin stick kind of thing.
It almost reminded me No Way Out kind of.
Okay.
Not like they're stuck together like that, but like connected like that, but like like you both have to work together kind of game.
I have yet to play. I want to play that game. I have yet to play it.
I love that like the other game Brother gets brought up, but this one is not because this is more similar with the two players working together.
Yeah, I mean, but Brother had that storytelling without trying to, replicate Prison Break. But I still want to play No Way Out. But
okay.
I mean, come on, it's Brother.
Right. Curtis, anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Awesome. Well, let's take a break, and we come back. We're going to get into the other big trailers, other big games that stand out to us and talk more about it. We'll be right back. Hey, thank you so much for listening to this episode as part of the In-Game Boss program, a network of gaming and other variety shows. And remember, you can find all these shows on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean. All you have to do is just follow and subscribe and enjoy all our other variety shows, like the In-Game Boss podcast, When Jeremy Met Nom and Finally Do a Movie podcast, Bond Never Dies, In the Cabinet Sessions. So thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of the show. We're back for part 2 of Gamescom's episode. I'm your host, Jeremy Evans, along with Jaron Williams.
Hey.
And Curtis Scism III.
Hello.
So, we are now getting into the main stuff. There's a lot. You can definitely go to YouTube, or you can visit the Facebook page to see some of the stuff. I posted a bunch. Yeah. And so, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of go around and let's catch your eye and everything and just open up discussion. But first, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Streets of Rage 4, some gameplay over there. We got a nice look of the third character, Cherry Hunter. Love it. Yes. Like a chip off the old like Skate and Alex block. Is it Alex from the Adam block? And so rocks with a guitar.
Yep. That was cool.
Yeah, she comes into like smacking you like she's about to break the guitar on your head. She does the slide with the whole strum. Like you can see like the sound effects come out of it.
Oh, I love it. I love that they're taking some of the silliness of Streets of Rage 3 and moving
incorporating it.
Yeah. But it has some of the movesets from her uncle Skate and her dad Adam, so I'm looking forward to that.
So So we don't know who the last one is, but we did see in the kind of a close-up that they have one of the characters is a big guy with a robotic arm.
Yeah.
Maybe he can be a little bit above a wrestler with a robotic arm.
You gotta have your big bruiser.
Yeah.
You know.
I honestly think there is probably a secret fifth one in the back somewhere. They just haven't thrown up there yet. I don't know why.
Oh, it's called the Streets of Rage pack. Yeah, order now and get Adam Hunter and Skate for, blah, blah, blah.
That'd be awesome.
They're going to have, like, DLC characters. That would be cool.
That'd be really, really cool. Curtis, are you a Streets of Rage person?
Yes.
Okay. Have you played all three of them?
2.
Okay. Good. That's my favorite one.
3 is... 1's great. 2's the best, of course. 3 is great if you're playing the Japanese version.
I heard that.
Yeah. The American version, they made it way too hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, and of course for those listeners who like to listen to our podcast, last podcast was Video Game Crushes, and mine was Blaze.
Blade buffed up.
Yes, Blaze. Well, she's got to. She's
right.
pushing 40, 45?
Dude, those streets, man. Those streets will do to you.
Yeah, she's moisturizing. She's staying moisturized.
Right. Oh, but I do love the fact that like the animation is really nice.
Yeah, it's grown on me.
I know, man. I wish there was a mode where you switch it back to like what it would look like. In that Sega Bit era, and then switch it to that one, kind of like they did with Halo, like the
anniversary.
Yeah, where they could switch. You could play the old into the new. Yeah,
or even the Dragon Quest
11,
the definitive edition is gonna have that 16-bit mode.
Yeah, but it looks pretty on that, right?
Oh yeah.
But I'm really excited for the soundtrack. Really excited for the soundtrack.
Yuzo Koshiro is gonna kill it.
I know. I'm excited. To you, Jaron, what you feeling over there from Gamescom? What shout out at you?
Oh, let's see. Well, in no particular order. First off, I really liked what I saw from Greedfall.
I enjoyed that too.
Yeah, it's definitely got the Fable meets Dragon Age. You can romance someone if you treat them, this and do their story. But the way the combat and everything looks, it looks very Fable-esque. But apparently you have a party, so we'll see. I think it has potential.
Right. The gameplay they didn't quite go too much in depth about, so I don't know if the gameplay is going to be like Dragon Age per se. Is it going to be like a Fable per se?
I mean,
you can switch characters around apparently.
If it's like Dragon Age 2 or Inquisition, I can see that. Inquisition was more action oriented. You can still make it turn based, but it was action oriented, and 2 was very action oriented. But I don't know. It looks like it could be fun. I just really hope that they don't go ham fisted with the story.
It is interesting. You're coming in as more like a diplomat person
instead
of being like an assassin or something. Like, normally that you would assume like, oh, I'm going to be a guy that has to protect the land and make sure everybody's okay.
It actually doesn't even show that main character fighting.
No.
Yeah, it's like no, you diplomatize your ass through the whole land.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see like your decisions can get one side to hate the other person probably.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's going to happen where you can make everybody even out. Like make peace around all of it. If you can't, I hope it's hard.
If you go full sociopath, you can please everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
I should know. I did it in Fire Emblem.
There you go. But any of the characters stand out to you in there? I like the druid.
The druid is totally a rip off of what's her name? Morgan from Dragon Age.
I get you. Yeah.
A mixture of that and Talus from Dragon Age 2. I think Talus. No. The elf chick from Dragon Age 2, not the one played by Felicia Day. The other one.
I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah.
But 2 is such a blur.
Yeah, 2 is.
It's the blur of the series.
Yeah. So yeah, it was definitely that character stuck out to me because they seemed to focus more on that character, like they fleshed her out more. She's like the how can I put it? She's like the native of that land, and you have to befriend her. You have to go full Pocahontas with her.
Yeah. Right.
So.
I'm also curious how big this land is.
Exactly.
Because that's like what I think each character is different from different regions per se. So what, they're about 6 or 7, I think.
Yeah, at least 5 or 6.
Okay.
And different regions you have to go. You might have to fight your way through regions. You might have to talk your way through certain regions. So,
And depending on who's in your party, it could go to hell in a handbag. It looked
it's
like.
what is he doing here? Kill them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What else you got?
I got Disintegration.
The game that if they did not like put the title right in front of you, I think it automatically looks like a Destiny.
Oh, I think you almost thought it was Destiny with the Sparrow racing and everything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like Destiny crossed with Anthem and like you said, a little bit of Division in there.
Yeah,
the way it's kind of looter shooter esque.
So the game looks like, I don't know like if it's multiplayer or not, but it looks like you're in command of this giant aerial machine that can shoot, or like a giant robot. But then you have other players. I don't know if they're just AIs that help you out, or those are actual like live players, because they didn't mention multiplayer or whatever in this video.
No, if they're smart. It's they make it multiplayer optional.
Right, but then I thought about if it's multiplayer, wouldn't they be all in robots per se? I mean,
so
that's the question I kind of debate with. Right.
I think I like the idea that each person has their own role.
I'm down with that.
Yeah. So you have your robot that can, push through and people can hide behind. You have your aerial that can provide aerial support and call outs. And then you have your main ground troops. So.
But I do like the character designs. They're really cool. It does have that Destiny feel. I'll give that. But I do like, it's kind of cool that you're behind this machine and you're kind of like controlling where everybody goes per se and everything.
Yeah, and the story is intriguing. It's like, are you humans with your minds in the machine fighting back to take the planet, or are you the machines fighting humanity?
I did get hyped when I saw that giant ship at the end. It's like, are we taking that down? Because that's better than the white ball from Destiny.
Exactly. Oh goodness.
So
the next one that I have a star next to, because you knew I'd be into.
I know. Because when I saw this game, I thought it was active. I thought it was an active kind of like run around and just shoot. But when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is a Jaron game. Yeah. And I'm interested in it because I'm a big fan of that theme.
Yeah. Empire of Sin.
Yeah.
Talking 20s, 30s, gangster,
I love mafias.
Yeah. It is straight.
Don't want to be one, but I love it.
And I love how you have different people in your group, and just like with XCOM, I like putting stories behind different folks. It's like, oh, so and so took out these 3 targets, but they're hitting the sauce again.
I have XCOM on my Steam. I need to get into that so I can kind of be ready. Yeah, just to see how that gameplay is. But
so which one do you have? The
I started from the beginning, the unknown.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to start from the beginning of the new generation.
If you end up going eventually getting XCOM 2, definitely try and get the whole package with War of the Chosen and everything like that.
Yeah, I hope hopefully Steam will have it on sale on a good deal, and I might just pick it up.
I feel bad because they had it on sale like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, shit happens.
It's on sale like every other month.
Yeah, I know. But how do you feel about the main character? He has that bit of an Al Capone kind of feel.
I hope that's not the only character. I hope that's maybe just one of the personas you can take, because I don't know, his attitude would get grating on my nerves real quick, especially if he's like commenting after every move. It's like, take him out. See,
I can see that.
Put him in some concrete shoes.
I do like the customization of the clothes and everything. I'm like, thank goodness. I don't want to wear that jacket all the time. Like, give me something different.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're all wearing blood red, so you can't see us bleed. See,
yeah. So like, that's coming out. I think it's coming out on all consoles, including PC. I might double dip and get it on the Switch, because that game looks like a fun game that'd be fun on the go. True. But also too, I do want to see how it plays on the PlayStation.
Yeah, if I were to do console, it would be Switch, but I'm definitely leaning towards PC just because got to pump those graphics.
Right.
Pump up those numbers. Pump those numbers up.
Pump it up.
And finally, I mean, I'm interested in it, but I know I am going to be getting it because of my better half, the Man of Medan.
Okay.
From the developers of Until Dawn. I got a ghost ship vibe from it. So, and Curtis kind of got startled.
Oh, God.
He got startled at the end.
Right.
That lady turned into a dead
thing. Jumped.
Yeah.
So... if they continue with the story and the pacing that Until Dawn had,
if they can bring the elements from Until Dawn, the storytelling wise, over, it's gonna be great.
Yes,
because Until Dawn was a huge surprise.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
It kind of just blindsided not only me but just the community in general. And a lot of people were joking like this game out David Cage.
Oh
yeah, and the
those are some fine words.
And the fact that it's an anthology, it's like chapter 1, the first chapter of an anthology. So So they're just they know Until Dawn was good, so they're like, all right, let's go for a full.
They actually got Sean Ashmore to be a character in there. He's Bobby Drake from the 2000s X-Men movies.
Yeah.
The Iceman.
So I mean,
And he was in Quantum Break, wasn't he?
I never played that game.
I think so, actually. 'Cause I played Quantum Break.
I wouldn't be surprised if you
Yeah,
did.
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, just the fact that they got, because Until Dawn, everybody knows they got
Peter Stormare,
got Peter Stormare, they got Rami Malek,
Hayden Panettiere.
yeah, and they got
the guy
that
from
plays
Agents
Agents
of S.H.I.E.L.D.
and they got the girl who played Emily. They got who's in Superstore as Cheyenne.
Okay.
Yeah, she's Emily in Until Dawn.
And the Mr. Robot.
Yes, Rami Malek.
Yep.
Yeah, and Rami Malek, they look like just slapped Mr. Robot on the screen. So
Yeah.
But that's not the only game Curtis was scared of. He was also kind of a little intrigued by the Blair Witch.
Yeah, that got another jump scare out of me.
Yeah, the Brood Witch. I mean, the Blair Witch.
The Brood Witch.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? It's a survival game. You don't really get a gun. It's more of like, run and hide.
Outlast, like.
Yeah. When you have your trusty dog and everything like that. Do you think the trailer did more than maybe the game might seem to be?
I don't know. It turned Firewatch into like a horror game. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't look. It looked like it had great, atmosphere.
Potential.
Yeah, potential, and the atmosphere looked interesting. But the Blair Witch mythos is kind of played out to me. They really screwed it up with that second movie,
The
Book
films.
of Shadows. Not the remake, the sequel that came out a year ago. I don't have too much of a problem with, but it's just the mythos is like, okay, it's the Blair Witch. She haunts these woods. Everybody knows about it, but there's still people who
Are going in, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I'd want to see more of a realistic take, movie or game-wise. It's like, all right, you know what? This private military, or this private billionaire is a thrill seeker. He's hiring a team of 30 guys, and they're just
I would have
go
think
in
the
there.
Suicide Force in Japan would have been a good
Exactly.
setting.
That would be a better story.
Mm-hmm.
There was a movie about that. It came,
The Forest with
yes,
Natalie Dormer.
Yes.
I know
from
what you're
Game of
talking about,
Thrones.
yeah.
Yeah. So, but, then, Logan Paul might show up and laugh again. So.
Oh, God.
Damn, dude.
Shit.
I'm sorry, Logan Paul is
Inappropriate.
Logan Paul is what is wrong with the youth of today. Yeah, let me get my cane. Let me get my old man cane.
Anything else that came out to you?
No, that's pretty. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that caught my eye. Like honorable mention, Maneater. I actually want to play that shark game.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw a number of games. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Did that twist your? Well, I don't. Me personally, it doesn't change my mind. I'm not interested at
I
all.
might
But
rent it.
Yeah, it's like I might rent it. I might catch it if it's on sale.
Dragon Ball Ninja Storm is what it looks like.
I mean, and even then, I couldn't even get into the Naruto Ninja Storm games because it's like, oh man, it's the same thing. I'm going and fighting, and I charge up this, and I use my chi and
Chakra.
Oh, I'm sorry, my chakra.
Curtis, what you got, man?
Control.
Oh yeah,
That's been on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna buy it day one, but man, it looks ambitious.
It looks so.
It looks really ambitious.
It looks like it's one of those. That's a game like Death Stranding. I don't want to know anything about.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm convinced already. It's one of those things like I want to know what's in this story.
It's like a game dev or a storyteller looked at Inception, a David Cage game, and Kojima. Like, I'm gonna put you all in a fucking blender, and here's my
Right.
idea. Because
Right.
there's so many elements from those three things that I just named, and that interests me putting it in this interactive medium of video games.
I couldn't put a finger on it, but finally, Remedy is really good when it comes to the slow motion and explosions. Even right back from the Max Payne,
Oh yeah.
to Alan Wake. Like they're really good at when you blast and they go in that slow motion and
The bullet time.
Yeah, the bullet time and just keep they're the best to me when it comes to when slow motion and stuff explode because it's just so beautifully.
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna
They're
have to
just
worry.
so good with that.
None of us will have to worry about Remedy's presentation because so far that looks great. It's the story, as you guys mentioned. It's the story. It's the gameplay. Is the gameplay going to be innovative?
I think it has that Max Payne, but just I think what they do is what they do with the action games. Besides Alan Wake, they really do good. They do a good job improving on it.
Yeah, Max Payne, the first Max Payne game, great bullet time. That's what brought everybody in, but it was fairly repetitive every single level.
Yeah.
Max Payne 2 improved on that, better gameplay.
But you never played Quantum Break, right?
No, I have
If you
not.
played that one, then I think that's what Control's going to feel like.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I think they definitely improved on that. But I always like Remedy's idea of mystery. They can show you a million things, but you still kind of like, what's still behind it?
Yeah.
Like, what's the conclusion of this?
It keeps you thinking. Yeah, I hope Control does.
Unlike
Control does
Kojima,
that.
I'll get to the end. I'm like, I still don't get it.
You gotta go look up a YouTube guide explaining it. It's like, all right, what is this?
Part of me, I know this is kind of weird. I kind of like wish, like certain video games, they'll take a popular song and they'll kind of remix it and make it weird.
Yeah.
I wish they did that with Janet Jackson's song "Control" and put it in this in the game. That would have been kind of interesting how they would do that.
I mean, but that's too formulaic. It's like, all right, take popular song.
They
and
do
make
that,
it,
though.
And make it creepy.
I know.
Yeah,
That'd be hilarious, though.
That's true.
That's just a personal me.
Someone's just gonna take the trailer and do that on YouTube if they haven't done it already.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Curtis, what else you got?
Empire of Sin, definitely what Jaron talked about. I was ragging on Kakarot. I'm probably gonna rent it. Personal principle, I might not buy it though, because side tangent. I am irked off at Funimation because Stephanie Nadoni, who did Gohan, Kid Goku from Dragon Ball, alive and well, does a wonderful Kid Goku voice. They never called her back for Dragon Ball Super. They never called her back for Dragon Ball Kai. Did not get a, hey, do you want to reprise this role? She was a great voice. You have someone be Goku for 200-something episodes. Second longest, I believe, that she's voiced the character for the English dub. Come on, guys. Don't recast her. I mean, now, no offense against Colleen Clickenbeard. I think she does a fine Gohan, but I don't know. It's just that, that's disgusting, guys.
But there was one game that stand out to you with a punch.
One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was so curious about. So it's One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. It's a 2D fighting game.
Yeah.
With
like Dragon Ball Fighter Z almost.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Is it though? I thought it was like kind of like a 3D person.
It looked like it might be 3D.
Like it might be 2D, but it's set like a 3D
Yeah.
kind of. It kind of reminds you of maybe like Jump.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Jump Force?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like you can I would equate it more to the Budokai game where you can sidestep, it looks like.
Yeah, I think. I could be 100% wrong. It could be 2D.
But yeah, I'm interested in it. I was very curious what they were going to do with Saitama, because you just can't have a character that one punch, like legitimately you can't have that guy right off the bat. Really? But no, you're buying time. You're essentially holding off, trying to stay alive until Saitama gets there. There's a timer that's ticking down.
It's genius.
And when Saitama gets here, they don't nerf him at all. He's just taking blows. His life meter barely goes down after he gets wailed on. And he just, in one punch.
Yeah,
and I think that is genius. Yes.
Right. That is incredibly. And of course, the versus mode is, more Dragon Ball Fighters and because you have the tag teams of 3v3. So. And yeah,
it definitely stays with the humor of it too.
Yeah, this is definitely better than the other anime one came out, Kill la Kill. If that one didn't really receive very well,
Yeah.
And so this one looks a little bit better, and it's funny because this is Namco Bandai, so like Arc Sys was not part of this whatsoever. I only reason I say that because like the animation is definitely more shell shaded per se.
Yeah,
and so
I mean, I don't think we're gonna see this at Evo, but this does look very.
No, it's kind of like the JoJo Bizarre fighting game series. It's there for fun, but it's not really going to go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
most people are probably going to get it for
the
the single player. It's like, all right, I want to play through the One Punch Man season, You know, I want to. It's basically the anime, the season 1 of the anime.
Yeah.
Good choice on that one.
Yeah. Anything else, Curtis, over there?
Still Final Fantasy VII. Glad to see another. The German trailer was funny.
That was funny.
That was great.
That was really, really funny.
I'm still wondering how Eris is gonna play because she's not a brawler. In that, because so far they've shown off Cloud uses a sword, Barrett uses the gun, Tifa her fist. Eris, if you go back and play your original stuff, you're not attacking with Eris. You're casting magic.
I mean, if you're feeling daring, you have her attack, and you'll just hear, "Bong," just from her rod just hitting.
10 damage.
Right.
10 damage.
Cloud's like getting 55.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I guess Eris is casting fire again.
I like the war game they showed, the strategy game. I think it's like
The steampunk.
Yeah, the steampunk is like 1920, but it's
1920.
something, yeah, 1920, but it's like something above it. I forgot what it is. I was trying to the longest time look for that trailer. I couldn't find it. But I'm not a strategy person, but that one looks really cool.
It looks neat
Because like the beginning was really cool. They showed like a war story, and like you can see it implemented the
actual footage.
technology into there, and I was like, that's kind of cool.
It looks very Company of Heroes-esque.
Really, I got a StarCraft feel per se.
I mean, well, it really depends on how the interface is.
Okay.
Because Company of Heroes does have StarCraft elements, you know,
That's true.
Tech tree, and you have resources.
After E3, I was really nervous about Avengers, Marvel's Avengers by Square Enix. The Gamescom trailer, I have a little bit more confidence in it. Actually, seeing gameplay of it. Good job on the character, improving the character models, because that's what I was like, okay.
So is that something still like something you're gonna wait for, or something you think you're
Probably
gonna get day
by
one?
the first week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a lot more generous than me. I'm going to hang back. You know, I got hyped for Ultimate Alliance 3, and I'm still feeling a little burned by that. So I'm going to hang back, see what Square does with it. I did like the gameplay. It felt a little God of War-esque.
Yeah.
But it still looks fun. But I'll hang back.
Still think it's still a missed opportunity that's not multiplayer. It's supposed to be like kind of like a Destiny kind of style where like you pick the places you want to go and fight and stuff. But
I could see that.
But is that going to get old?
I mean, depending on how they implement it, if they implement it like a better Ultimate Alliance, except you switch from character to character, or if it ends up being set pieces, I don't know.
Okay.
That's where the game length comes into play. Is it going to be long enough to where you feel satisfying, the story?
Are you going to be with another hero where you can switch?
Yeah. Is it just going to be those 5?
Because what I'm curious,
Hawkeye? Are you going to get Ant-Man?
They all play differently, which I like, but that's asking a lot to switch between.
Yeah, you got to put different hats on over and over, you know.
One game that definitely shined through most of this is Watch Dogs Legion's new one.
Oh yeah,
where they kind of broke down more of like in the first trailer in the E3 they show you can be any character, but they didn't tell you like what are the perks of being every character.
Yeah.
They said so like
can randomly die.
Yeah, like they had the old man that's good with a rifle, but he's so old that he can just randomly die at a moment. You had a woman. She's not really a fighter, but she's a lawyer, and she can she can get you out of jail.
What was it? You joked that you were building an Ocean's team.
Yeah,
just because they're all that quirky, and it was great.
Yeah, so like everybody has these special perks if you use them to their advantage, and I was like, that's really cool. Like they had the first guy they showed was a guy at the bar, and he said he's more
durable.
If he's drunk.
Yeah,
exactly. 50% damage reduction.
So, and they said every character in that game have something special, and that this is like crazy. Like, what is the craziest thing?
Oh, and per drink too. It's
and well, that's what's going to make it interesting. That's a big ask. One, I like the idea of some people are glass cannons, like the old man. He's like just blowing everybody away, and then just has a heart attack and dies.
Right.
But
blowed his load, I believe, as they say.
If you can recruit all these people into your team, and it says there's tons of different ones, I know what the internet is going to do. They're going to go in and they're going to try and break that. They're going to try and see how many people they can rotate through. You know, to how many different combinations, generations upon
That's a game I would stay away because like I don't want people to give me the whole wiki of what every single character over 100 probably that can do. I want to know. I want to figure it out.
Yeah.
This is my Easter egg hunt. I want to find out.
This is my playthrough. I want it to be my experience.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
I want to be surprised.
Every playthrough is different. So, I mean, we all know that Twitch streamers and Mixer streamers are going to stream it, but it still looks like something that, you just kind of want to, you're solitary. Solitary travel. And they're going to put some kind of multiplayer in it.
Dude, if that game pulls off beautifully, that is definitely going to be like a game of the year contender for next year if it pulls off.
Yeah.
Because right now, of course, like we know, like it's cool to do a group, but what else can you do in that game? You know
I hope it does well, because Watch Dogs 2 was such a big improvement over the first one, but because you got such a bad taste in your mouth from Watch Dogs 1, it was very underloved. I hope this is kind of like, we know what we're doing. We promise.
We promise. I mean, Ubisoft is known for, they have great big ideas. They kind of fall flat, but then they keep working at it.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
For Honor.
Well, it's that whole sequel thing. Like every sequel that Ubisoft does just gets better. Assassin's Creed is a perfect example. 2 was a huge improvement, and that's where it set its stride.
We're not going to talk about Unity though. Oof.
No. That's just down the line. There are some bad misses in the middle of it. I'm just about sequel wise.
Oh, direct sequel.
Yeah, they always do. They always do better.
So for Honor 2 is going to be the shit.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. I'm pretty sure Rainbow Six, the second one, did a little bit better. Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
I think they do a good job of taking what they did wrong in the first one and they tried to improve that.
So
something that EA needs to work on.
The upcoming one with John Bernthal's upcoming Ghost Recon is going to, hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah. The problem with Ubisoft is they don't know when to stop a series. That's the problem.
I mean, they got several IPs. They can, honestly, I think we're going to get a Far Cry next year.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah. I think it's obvious because they always do one and then they do a spinoff. New Dawn was that spinoff, so it'll be the next one. And
New Dawn fell flat on its face. Actually,
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all because I think 5. To me, 5 was okay. It could have been better.
It had a lot of potential. They kind of pulled their punches.
I think it's just 3 just left a good taste of everybody, and we just never got 3 because they just can't get that villain to be remarkable like Voss was in the third one.
Yeah. I mean, 5 came closer than 4.
It did. Yeah. It did. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you had the different different regions and personalities, but they also too,
to me, the main character didn't have personality. Like in the third one, you had a character that had a personality that had to turn to a savage. And then at the end,
was purpose. Yeah,
he had to turn savage to save his friends, and then after that, he couldn't leave that world because he's like, I have to stay in this world now because I turned into this being, and I can't go back to reality again. I can't go back to the real world.
Fool, we've been here for like a week. Get your ass on the plane.
Right.
Get your ass.
I saw the darkness. I can't go out.
Like, whatever. Mom said we have to be home for Thanksgiving. Get in the plane.
Right. And so, but in the fourth one and fifth one, they made the guy, a silent type, and that kind of took it out of it. I like that main character to kind of have his own personality.
Yeah, I mean, in the fifth one, they kind of tried to put, a bit of a face on it, like male or female, that kind of thing like that, but I don't know. I love
the rumor that at one point it was going to be a Western. I'm like, I could do a Far Cry Western.
That would be interesting, but... I mean, they would need to wait because, then people start making comparisons to Red Dead.
I think no matter what, it's going to happen. I mean, look how long it took people to finally get off the Grand Theft Auto train for a while. And now the people got accepted, like, okay, they can be other entries. But because of Red Dead made such a hard mark and no one else dips in Westerns, other than what's the last good game? You got Call of Juarez and Gun.
Yeah, Gun.
But no one else dipped in Westerns for the longest time because I guess also, too, Westerns are tough because there's not a lot to do in Westerns.
Yeah.
You have to get inventive. Yeah.
You do. But it's so limited at the same time, right? Instead of like Grand Theft Auto, you have a whole city, so you can do everything you want. You can make it more technology. Yeah, Western, you're limited.
Westerns, you have to string multiple places together.
That's true.
Because,
that's true.
Your average town, you can ride from one end of the town to the other.
That's true.
Like
you were in Mexico like in the second half of Red Dead.
Yeah. You were in Mexico and then found yourself in like Montana or Colorado, wherever the hell, in the other part. And so you have to string. You could do a Western. You just have to execute like Rockstar did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and have a big budget because it's like
Rockstar.
Rockstar is one of those, they go big or go home. That's why their library is very small, but they put all their might into it, and they're going to make sure it's a hit.
I predict we're going to get another Bully game next year.
You've been holding on to that feeling for quite a while. I don't know how to break it to you.
I was right about Contra.
You were?
Yes, you were.
You were.
Yep.
And have you finally decided if you're going to double dip both?
I'm not going to double dip. I have my Tom Dubois art with the Bloodstained Special Edition, Curse of the Moon Special Edition.
Okay.
I have my Tom Dubois art, and this is just a background, so I'm sure they'll sell it separately somehow.
Okay. Well, with that, we do got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for listening to the show. Updates for everybody. For James Bond, we had our last episode put the Die Another Day. That was our last episode. So Bond will return later, back in probably in 2020.
God, that was such fun listening to you and Travis.
Wasn't that a fun debate?
No spoilers, but that was amazing.
Yeah, because that episode was special because that was the first time like me and Travis had a very complex conversation about if this one was the worst one out of the series. So
out of the Brosnan era.
Yeah, but no, out of the Brosnans, but it was really that one or The World's Not Enough. It was a huge debate which one we think is worse because those are the bottom two. Which one made it the very bottom? So it was an interesting conversation. I think that Travis had some great point of views and I had some great point of views, and so we leave it to the listeners to decide what do you think out of that. But that is the last one. So in 2020 we will go into the Daniel Craig's new movie, No Time to Kill, I believe is called, is the newest Bond movie. So hopefully we're going to lead to that, followed by going to our top 5 favorite Bonds, favorite Bond girl, favorite music, intro. It is going to be top Palooza. Because we're going to be done. And
Bond Palooza.
Right, Bond Palooza. And so if you like that, you like 80s, like Risky Business. When Jerry met Nam, we did a Risky Business episode. Our very first Tom Cruise. Which I say that Tom Cruise should join the Avengers after Spider-Man has left now. His powers, you want to know his powers is? He can never die. And he can run.
Yeah,
you sit on that.
He takes very good care of himself. He takes very good care of himself.
Yeah, and he has the power of Scientology. So,
we'll sue you if you make fun of us.
Right. Control cabinet. Right now, the dragon. The dragon is here, and my boy Jaron had to slay it down with me accompanying him for Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
But we have one more in the chamber. So by the time you listen to this, will be the last one, and then we'll be recording some more. But replacing that will be a new video one. We'll be announcing that pretty soon with my homeboy Jerome. Man, I have a lot of J friends. You know that? I do have a lot of J friends, except for Curtis. I think you're my only C friend. C friend. Think about that. And so, but we have more episodes that we can announce yet coming soon. But I will make a news. The Disney episode has been postponed. Some things happened, so I need to go back and redo some ideas and stuff like that. And schedule conflicts. So
what about the episode where you fight a live emu? yeah. Now they know about that. We break into the zoo and we fight the animals.
Right. And so, but with that, I want to thank everybody for listening. And remember, you can listen to all our shows on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, CastBox, all those great shows. Also, Sunday Anime Chat is also on there, but they're also on Spreaker. So you can definitely listen to them on there. Remember, they are a once-a-month show. So if you love that show, please be patient because it will be coming around the corner really quick. This year's been going by fast. So before you know it, the new episode will pop up.
And, if you're going to slack off at work, slack off listening to us.
Yes. And I'm excited for 2020 because that's the one we're really going to try to push. Because, like, for listeners, my ideal goal is to be on panels. I really want to be on panels. I want us to be on panels. I want people to come listen to us, have fun, get to know our community, and everything like that. I want to try to be guests on other people's podcasts. I'm going to be pushing that. I want to get us on other stuff just to kind of, like, push the brand, get to know more. You're doing the VHS and Chill thing that's coming up pretty soon. I want to get them on.
At the time of this premiere, VHS and Chill, August 23rd and 24th. Nice. I will be running a Jurassic Park tournament. The theme is a evening with Jeff Goldblum.
Yes. That's going to be awesome.
So, it's going to be the Genesis Jurassic Park. I'm sorry, but I have to have a challenge.
Nice. And with that, anything else you guys want to say before we head out?
Of course, You can reach me at GrumpyBear84 on Twitter.
Yeah, Curtis, get ready. You can find me as RetroAmp07 on Twitter, but also remember, you can find this show and that show on Twitter and In-Game Boss. Just make sure you type in the In-Game Boss program and leave us 5-star rating on all our listening spots. Leave a comment, let us know if we're doing great, if we're doing bad. What do you like to see? What do you want to hear about? And all this stuff.
I mean, come on. Pump it. Tap into your internet outrage.
Right. And Curtis, where can they find you?
You can find me at SCICT85 on Twitter.
All right. And with that, we'll catch you on our next episode.
Peace.
Bye.